people, welcome to Spilled Milk, where there's no point crying over spilled milk. Why? Because we weren't gonna drink it anyway. I'm Candace, and today I am attempting to make, but pretty confident I can make, vegan nacho cheese. If you haven't seen my video trying the Life nacho cheese recipe, please check that out in the description box below. At the end of that video, I said I wanted to give it another go with some different ingredients and see how I liked it. And so today I'm giving another go with different ingredients to see how I like it. I'm using self-rising flour, almond milk, the Miyoko's Creamery cultured vegan farmhouse cheddar, Miyoko's butter, onion powder, garlic powder, and paprika for seasoning. I'm melting down my butter, then I'm going to add my flour. I'm using 2 tablespoons of butter and 2 tablespoons of flour. For nacho cheese, you want to have an even flour to butter ratio for your roux. So it's important to wait until your butter is fully melted before you add your flour, otherwise it gets kind of lumpy, as you can see here. And it's a little hard to mix out the lumps, and you want to do that before you add the milk, because if you don't, then they tend to kind of rise and just be lumpy in the milk versus dissolving. It's a little hard to get them mixed out. So after some vigorous stirring, which is indicative of the nacho cheese process, all of my lumps are out, so now it's time to add the spices. Heats up, I'm going to start adding my spices. Add a little bit of salt. I'm adding some onion powder. I'm going to add some garlic powder and some paprika and also a little bit of cayenne. As I said in the Life video, I've never really had nacho cheese, so I'm not fully certain what it's supposed to taste like, so I'm adding the things that I like. You can never go wrong with garlic and onion powder, in my opinion. The Life recipe used paprika, so I figured that's maybe a good addition. Well, that recipe, you know, y'all know how that went if you saw the video. If you haven't seen the video, again, link in the description. I'm adding a little bit of cayenne pepper because I do like a little bit of spice. The seasoning, it's already getting more of a brownish color, which is good. Once I add the cheese, I should have a nice yellow golden color that's, you know, indicative of nacho cheese. I'm gonna let this thicken up a little bit, then take it off the heat and add my cheese. So I initially took out 4 Miyoko's cheddar slices to use, but I was willing to use more or less as needed. As I learned from the Life video, 1 can be exactly too much to turn into complete crap. So I wanted to take my time and go slow, and also break my pieces up into little bits to help it melt easier. I actually should have made my pieces even smaller, so let them sit for a little bit. Now I'm whisking them in. Probably, yeah, and you still see like the chunks in there. So I'm gonna do the next couple slices definitely the smaller pieces. Let this sit for a little bit and then come back to it when it's a little bit more melted and easier. They're still not quite melting the way I would like. So what I think I'm gonna do is add all of the cheese and then put it back on low heat and let it melt that way. I only ended up adding, let's see, I had 4 slices I believe, and I only added 2.5. Yeah, I just really want to make sure I don't overwhelm it, and it does melt down. So it's only on 2 on my heat index out of like 10. So I'm going to let it melt down, but I also really want to be careful not to overcook or cook out like the milk. So I turned the heat up a little bit for a little while and then turned it back down, so now I'm at a 3. And this actually isn't bad. Got some good melting happening, still kind of lumpy. So I'm going to let it simmer for a little bit more and see if the lumps come out. Alright y'all, so I took it off the heat. I'm going to let it sit for a little bit. Just come back and stir it up in a second. Looking pretty good so far. I like the color especially. It looks nacho cheesy to me. Still got some chunks. I'm hoping those melt out, and then we'll see what we got. After some vigorous stirring, I'm liking the consistency a lot. I did a taste test and I added some salt and black pepper to it. I'm going to give that a good little mix. I think we got some here. I'm excited about it. It looks pretty good. Let's see. Trying to stir one-handed is difficult. I lean up. Yes, look at that. Look at that. All right, let's do a little bit of a taste test. Yeah, I like that. I like that. So it's weird, right? I don't know what nacho cheese is supposed to taste like. There's some hints that I don't particularly care for, and I don't know if that's the sweetness of the milk, or maybe even the garlic or the onion, but you can never go wrong with garlic and onion, I feel like. So maybe the sweetness of the milk. Also, this cheese, I'm going to do a review video, but the taste isn't my favorite. I'll be honest, so it may also just be the cheese. But yeah, actually I'm happy with it. I love the consistency. It came out so good. The taste I think is okay. I can work with that and kind of like figure it out a little bit later, rework it, try a few things, just keep improving it as I go. But I like that. So if you guys are interested, check out the recipe below. I took some tips from the 15 spatulas recipe. Didn't follow exactly because I could do my own thing, but the steps are listed below. If you do try this, please let me know. Comment, like, share, subscribe, and let me know what y'all think. That's it. See you next time.